Check, check, check. All right, team. This is our introductory Scrum hybrid training for physical products. I'm going to explain how we're going to start doing things starting the beginning of next week, or starting Sunday night. So, products will get saturated quickly on Amazon, so your advantage will be to be out first and get solidified first in the search rankings. So you get there before everybody else, so you're the top dog. And so launching products quickly is a big part of that. Getting it out and getting it done and getting it on Amazon as quickly as we can and efficiently as we can. And in terms of revenue, like, you can kind of estimate the number of SKUs that you need in order to hit certain revenue goals. So you can say, 10 SKUs will give us an extra $50,000 of revenue. So more SKUs equals more money. And we'll hit our goals. Excuse me. All right. So how are we going to launch more products and launch them quickly and use this new full-time team that we have put together? Well, first we've got to talk about how we're going to organize these tasks. We have housekeeping tasks, we have Slack tasks, and we have teamwork, project, and Scrum tasks. So the housekeeping tasks are kind of the daily work that's part of your positional contract. So for the customer support people, it's going to be like support emails, feedback monitoring, and then like listing optimizations for Eris, sales monitoring for, I can't remember whose that part is, but it's kind of in everybody's contract about what type of thing they do every day. Then the Slack tasks are more kind of like, hey, I need help with this. It's the team asking you for something. It's me asking for something. It's Peter asking for something. Or it's one of you guys asking each other for something that needs to be kind of done quickly and to get so everybody can get their work done. So that's kind of like the one-off tasks that are kind of simple and unscheduled and that are needed by the team. And then we have teamwork project tasks and Scrum tasks. So our Scrum tasks are going to go within teamwork projects. And these are more structured, long-term projects. Occasionally we'll throw in an urgent item in there or something. So you got to keep an eye on it through your email and just through reviewing your tasks on teamwork projects. But these are things like multi-employee projects, market data research, product development, product launches, expansions into other sales channels. So we'll go through a little bit more how we're going to use it for Scrum. So what is Scrum? Scrum is a project management framework, it's based on the whole agile methodology, which is being able to adapt to things quickly and not have these big product releases that take months and months to do, and then you only figure out if it's done right at the end of the project. So it's very flexible, and we can do things quickly. And the way we do that is by using small teams. We have a team of 6 or 7 right now that have cross-functional ability. So people, our team will be able to perform multiple tasks. So one team member can perform the tasks of another team member, and it's everybody's responsibility to get the tasks done. Now there's going to be some people who have very narrow skill set that can't be done by other people, like the photography and some of the product graphics and things like that. But in general, we want to help each other learn how to do each other's jobs, so we can all work on any individual task. So Scrum uses what's called sprints, which is a focused period of time to complete any tasks that are designated to be completed during that sprint. So our sprints, we're going to start off with 1-week sprints, which we will have a sprint to-do list, and our main focus during that time is to just be all over that to-do list. Like, everybody is trying to get that to-do list, that sprint to-do list. We want everything in that list done by the end of a week, and we're clawing, we're scraping, we're we're helping each other in order to get that done, because it's a team effort and everybody's responsible for getting that done. Now, we may not always get it done, but we want to strive for getting everything done. And the players of our Scrum team are the product owner, which will be me, and I'll explain more about that later, the Scrum Master, which in this case is going to be Amit, and the team members. Scrum Master and team members are kind of... the Scrum Master I'm going to include as a team member also. Okay, so this is the overall picture of how our Scrum team is going to look and the structure of the team. So, product owner at the top, that's me. I decide what products we're going to start developing, and I relay that information to the Scrum Master. We talk about what products are going to make it in, what features and stages are going to make it into our weekly sprint. So the Scrum Master is more sort of like a project manager who's responsible for getting the team working well with Scrum, facilitating the removal of any roadblocks that might be in people's ways, things that might be slowing people down, bottlenecks, things like that. And here's our entire Scrum team. So it's a total of 6 people: a photographer and graphic designer, a graphic designer, product research, data research, PPC type of person. We have a customer service agent, and we have an Amazon manager, kind of a utility player. And here we have various things that we may have to outsource or send out to a contractor. For example, we don't have a dedicated copywriter right now as part of the Scrum team, so we have to figure out how to work them into the team. So this is the overall function of how the team is going to work. Now, when we decide on a sprint, so we have 1 week sprints, all right, and this 7 days, everybody descends on the tasks that are in that sprint time period. And everybody is working to get those particular tasks done as quickly as possible and to completion. So everybody's responsible for that. And that means there's got to be a lot of cross-talking, a lot of, help me with this, help me with that, cross-functionality, teach people how to help you, how to do your job. Everybody is working as a team to get this project done. It's not a one-person show for any particular tasks. Now, you will be assigned, like the product photographer will, of course, usually be assigned for the product photography, but that doesn't mean that you can't get help in certain areas that you need. So that's basically the Scrum team structure. So, general overview of what Scrum will look like. So we have the product backlog, which I'm responsible for keeping up on. That's all these products that we think we might want to do. And then I choose which ones get moved to the sprint backlog. So these are the active products that we are working on doing, and they'll be marked in brown, and I'll show you that in a little bit, on Teamwork Projects. And from there, Amit and I will decide which of these stages in this product development will be moved over into the sprint to-do list. So we'll move a few things over here, and that's what the team is focusing on doing during that 1 week period. As you'll notice here, in each sprint, every 24 hours, there's what's called the daily stand-up or the daily scrum. This is basically, if we were all in the same place, if we were all in an office, it would be a 15-minute meeting where everybody on the Scrum team stands up and says what they're working on, what they worked on yesterday, and things that are getting in your way. The way what we're going to do it, I'll talk about a little bit later. We're going to do it by video, but I'll tell you about that in a second. So anyway, so then we complete everything we can in the sprint to-do list. So like sprint 1 would be stage 1 of a certain product. Sprint 2, we would try to do stage 2 or whatever it is. And by the end, each of these stages is sort of a stopping point. So it's maybe we're waiting for the supplier at the end of stage 1, or we actually physically have the product at the end of stage 2, and all we need to do is launch it in stage 3. So they're kind of discrete stages where at the end we'll have a finished product, we'll have it launched, and it'll be awesome. Okay, so here we have a visual representation of what is going to be our digital workflow in our project management software. This is kind of a modification of a traditional Scrum board, which some of you may recognize with it's a few things missing and a few changes. I only had heart-shaped post-it notes, but I think it fits because we all love our products, right? So on the left side, we have the backlogs. These are going to basically be the responsibility of the product owner, in this case me, and the Scrum Master. And on the right, we have basically the responsibilities of the Scrum team, which is the sprint to-do list and the in-progress column. The product backlog is the responsibility of me, the product owner. So each one of these represents a product. So we have 3 products here with 3 stages, 2 stages, and 4 stages. Each stage will come with a varying degree of subtasks within that stage. Basically, everybody's responsible. Everybody in the entire Scrum team is responsible for each one of these stages. Within the stage, there's going to be things specifically like product photography that one or 2 people in the Scrum team can do because they have kind of special skills. But overall, everybody is responsible for completing the stage of each product. So whatever you can do to help anybody in the team, that's kind of the idea. When I put these products in the product backlog, there will be a couple of tasks assigned to a few people that are low priority kind of research tasks that we're going to use to decide if we move them to the sprint backlog. So you'll have some things like product data research to figure out if there's good sales volume, what the competition is, and product differentiation research, researching how we can improve this product. Those are low priority tasks that will get done whenever there's downtime, and it'll help us to decide what I'm going to move into the sprint backlog. This looks like these all 3 look like good products. This one is maybe a Christmas product that's going to take a few months, so we can't get that one done in time, so we'll just leave that there. But we want to do product number 1, so I'll move all 3 stages of product number 1 over to the sprint backlog, and we want to do product number 3. So I'm going to move all 4 stages of product number 3. So this is now the sprint backlog, which in our project management software will be marked with brown tags. So now what is the Scrum team concerned with? The Scrum team is concerned with the sprint to-do list, which will be marked with green tags. Whenever I decide that we're going to start on one of these products, I'll start with the first stage and I'll say, okay, stage 1 out of this product, but I think we can do that one in our 1-week sprint. And I think we can do stage 1 and 2 of this product because I think it's going to move a little faster, so we'll do both of these stages. Now these 3 stages will be, there'll be a project for this product, and it'll have stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. This one will be marked with a green sprint to do tag, and these 2 will be marked with brown. Same thing for these 2. So you can tell what is in the sprint to do list, and then all the subtasks under that stage are also in the sprint to-do list. What you will do is you'll go into those subtasks. We'll say we've got a bunch of subtasks under this one, right? Alright, so there's a few subtasks there. And this one is product photography. So, our product photographer would say, okay, yeah, I can do that one. So let's move that over to in progress. And this one is packaging design. So one of our graphic designers will grab that and move it over to sprint in progress. You basically will tag it with the sprint in progress tag that is, it's pink in our project management software. Okay, so the whole team can see that you're working on those 2 things. If one of their tasks in here is generating the barcode in GS1, they're like, oh, they're working on the product packaging. I'm going to help them get that GS1 barcode done, so I'm going to work on that. And you can ask for help if you need help from somebody. I don't have the product yet. I don't have the barcode, or whatever it is. It's the whole team's responsibility to complete this stage, and there's multiple subtasks within this stage that are assigned to different people, but that's the responsibility of everybody. Same goes for stage 1 of this product and stage 2 of this product. Now once this is complete in our project management software, you just mark it complete and it will disappear off the list. So we completed all these. And these actually, somebody took that one and they took that one, and okay, we got that done. And you know what? That's the entire stage 1 of this one. We're done with that, okay? But we didn't complete this. Maybe we got 1 or 2 tasks done from it, but stage 1 and stage 2 from this product are still on after our week-long sprint. It's like, okay, well, we couldn't get that done. That's fine. But this time, so we're starting our next sprint, and I think we can get this one. I think we can add this. So stage 2 from this product, and then we can complete stage 1 and stage 2 from the other product. So repeat the same process as a team. So that's the idea. That's the workflow process of how that's going to happen. So I am going to build this product backlog, and you'll occasionally get assignments about doing some product research, kind of low priority. Then I will move products into the sprint backlog in conversation with the Scrum Master, which you can see marked as brown tags. And then the Scrum Master and I will decide which stages of product development to move into the sprint to-do list. Everybody is responsible for every stage of product development, but there will be subtasks within the stage that each individual person can take and mark in progress, complete, and then once all those things are complete, everyone will be responsible for checking off the stage, and that's how we do a sprint. So, me, the product owner, I choose which products move from the product backlog over to the active tasks or sprint backlog, and I make decisions on product development and feature sets. So I'll need feedback from the customers and from customer support about what new products we need, what products need to be changed or upgraded or whatever. So this is the product backlog, and as you can see, there are pre-sprint stages. So pre-sprint research, pre-sprint price quotes, and pre-sprint sample modifications. And then this is something to remind me to move the list to the Scrum sprint, which will be part of the product or the Scrum sprint backlog. So basically, I will keep adding these products, super awesome test product. I'll keep adding these products, and these stages are used to determine if we want to move forward with the product and move it into a sprint. So you may see some tasks assigned to you for product research, product improvement, getting price quotes, and getting samples sent out to me or to the photographer, whether that's me or Maj. And these are low priority tasks, so these will not be these will be whenever we have downtime when we don't have anything to do in the sprint to-do list, or we're waiting on something or something like that. So whenever there's downtime, we'll work on these, and once this is all done, I can decide if we want to move forward with the product, and then we'll move all these stages over into the sprint backlog. So this stage determines if there's demand, this stage determines if there's profitability in the product, and this stage is determining if the samples are quality enough that we got from the different manufacturers and which one we want to go with. Scrum Master. So this will be Amit's responsibility. It's to make sure that everyone is doing Scrum right, quotation marks. So he's going to be removing obstacles, stopping the team, and helping everybody, if they have questions about how to do daily stand-up. And this will be a learning process for me, for Amit, for you guys, for everybody. So we'll just do the best that we can. So he's going to consult with me about which items to move over into the sprint to-do list and things like that. Team members. Team members are responsible for the sprint and the finished product. This is everybody, including Peter in there too, because he's got some things that he can only do. And I'm technically in there too, but this is basically the team. So the responsibility of the team members is to work together to complete the to-do list, and working together is the key thing. You guys got to help each other out. If somebody needs help on a task, everybody we don't want a single task to slow everybody down, so everybody try to help get any individual task done that you can. The features of a Scrum team is that they're cross-functional, meaning like multiple people on the team can do various different tasks. It's collaborative, everybody's working together, and it's self-organizing. So you guys work together to come up with a plan for how you want to approach the sprint to-do list. So you don't have to rely on me to tell you exactly what to do. You guys can kind of organize it yourself with the help of Amit, the Scrum Master, and everything. So the sprint is a 1 week time period. We're going to start with 1 week. We may make it 2 weeks. We may make it 4 weeks at some point. But right now we're starting with a 1 week period. So it's a hyper-focused time period. So hyper-focused on completing the sprint to-do list items. So we want to try to complete a development stage during each sprint. So that's the idea. Hyper-focused on completing the sprint to-do lists. So this is in the project Scrum Sprint, and you see we have 3 products here, and we have stage 1, 2, and 3. And this is the sprint product backlog in brown, and the sprint to-do list here in green. So these are the things that you would be hyper-focused on working on during this time period. And notice that these 2 have a high priority tag, and this one is a medium priority. So we'd want to be working on these 2 first. And this one even has a due date within 3 days of whenever I set this. So this one would be probably the most important because it has a due date within the sprint time period. So when you expand a sprint to-do list item, the green tag, there's multiple subtasks. And you'll see that people are assigned to various subtasks, multiple people sometimes, or in this case, an individual person. But basically, there are some tasks where multiple people can do it, and some tasks where only one person can do it, which is fine. So the idea is, when you decide to take a task, you click on it, and this is as Maj, going in and choosing yourself. Say, I'm going to take this task, and then you click the tag button, and you click add tag, and mark it as in progress. This lets the whole team know that you are working on that task, and you have assumed responsibility for that task. And running through it once again, you can see there are 2 people who can take this task, so you have to assign it to yourself. This is as user Maj here. So Maj is assigning it to herself and choosing the tag and selecting in progress. Now everybody can see that that particular task is in progress. All right, next up, to mark an item done, all you have to do is hit the checkbox. And that will remove it from the list for everybody to see. So all you have to do is mark it complete. And once every subtask underneath, like this task, is marked complete, then you can mark complete this task. Once all the subtasks below a stage are complete, you can then mark the stage complete, and it will be removed from the list of sprint to-do items. And then all we would have left is the sprint backlog items. And so then the next sprint, we would change one of these to a sprint to-do list. And so it's the responsibility of everybody on the Scrum team to get to the point where we can mark this off. So everybody's hustling to get that done and help everybody out in order to be able to check that off. So this is the sprint backlog, like I was saying before. Once we mark these off, the sprint to-do lists, then Amit and I will go through and choose which stages are going to be moved up to the next sprint, and they'll be tagged as a sprint to-do list, and then we go through the same process. So staying organized in teamwork projects, there's 3 kind of different ways to do this. You can get an overview of all prioritized tasks. You can get an overview of all your assigned tasks, or you can get an overview of the Scrum Sprint projects as a whole. So, in order to get an overview of all prioritized tasks, you will go to the Everything. It's covered up here, but it's the Everything tab on Teamwork Projects. And we'll let it run through this one more time. It's a GIF, so it's just doing its thing. And we'll go back. All right. So you sort by priority. See, priority. And all people. Make sure it's all people so you can see everybody's. And this will show you all of the sprint to-do list items that are marked with priority tags. So you can see these priority tags are at the top. So we choose one, and we can go through and see all the different tasks assigned to different people. And you can see here that this one is assigned to Maj. So it's currently in progress. And that's how we look at that. Now, if you want to look at your personal to-do list, go here and just change it to, so this is Maj, we're acting as Maj now, and we can see all the items that are assigned specifically to her, or to you, and if you chose your name, obviously. So that can be a good way to see specific tasks that are already assigned to you, but it doesn't give you quite the overview as the all the sprint items. And then we can actually just go up over here and go to projects, and we'll go to Scrum Sprint, and we can see all of the projects that are part of the sprint, or that are active, all the products that are part of the active task list. And then we can see the active sprint to-do list items, stage 1, to do, and then we can see all the different subtasks that are assigned to everybody. And so we can help our teammates do their work, or we can look at the work that we still need to do. That's by going to projects, Scrum Sprint, and there it is. Okay, so what do you do first? What's the hierarchy of to-do lists? So, number 1, you want to look for things that have the high priority tag. I will make sure to put the priority tags on any tasks that I assign. Hopefully, I'll try to. And the next one, if the task has a due date before the end of the current sprint. So our sprints are a week long. So if you look on Tuesday and you see that there's an item that's due on Thursday that's within the sprint, then you should probably work on that. But if there's any high priority ones, take that into account. So once you've got the high priority and the due dates done, make sure you look at the sprint to-do list. That'll be the next task list that you want to go for. Then follow that up with medium priority. Some of the sprint to-do list items are going to be marked with medium priority or high priority or maybe even low priority. But if it has a sprint to-do tag, it comes before just the medium priority tag. And then you go to the low priority tags, and then you go to the tasks with due dates that are kind of beyond the sprint, so maybe 10 days out, and then just go to all other tasks. So this is kind of the way that you want to approach that. All right, finally, the daily stand-up. This is kind of a new thing. I'm kind of excited about the idea of this. So everybody either has a smartphone. I would recommend using your smartphone if you have it, or a video camera on your laptop or something. But every day at the start of each workday, so starting Sunday night my time, or Monday morning your time, or whatever it is, you will create a 2 to 3 minute video. I would recommend just recording it on your phone, saying what you did yesterday, what will you do today, and are there any obstacles in your way that is stopping you from doing your job. Now, these questions are mostly supposed to be about the sprint items, the things that are in the sprint to-do list. But we can also include, housekeeping items or things that were mentioned in Slack. You can say, what will you do today? You can talk about what you're going to do and where you might need help. That might also go in number 3. But basically, we're trying to get everybody communicating about what they've been working on, what they will be working on, and how we can work faster and work more efficiently if we help remove some of these obstacles. So do that little video on your phone, and then just from your phone post it right into the Slack channel. I will make a let's just do it on the general. No, I'll make a Scrum channel. I'll make a Scrum channel where you can post that video every single work day at the beginning, and then you can watch everybody's before you start work, so you can see if anybody needs help. And that's kind of the idea, and I think we can really start working really efficiently and launching a lot of products, and it's going to be really awesome. So it's going to be a learning process. We may make some changes, add some things, subtract some things, or whatever, but I need feedback from you guys about how we can do this even better, and make it an awesome way to work.